Hi guys, and welcome back to the ACE Academy. In this video, we will be looking at the vertical shift for the hyperbola. Now, in the previous two functions that we have completed together, for the linear function and for the parabolic function, when we added something to the standard equation, when we added some whole number, something that didn't have a variable attached to it, it either shifted the function upwards or it shifted the function downwards. Meaning, when we add or subtract a constant, it induces a vertical shift in our function. Now, in the parabola and in the linear function, that addition of that whole number gave us the y-intercept of the function. But in the case of the hyperbola, we know that this function does not intersect with the y-axis. It doesn't, because it has an asymptote on the y-axis. So what would adding some whole number to this equation do? In order to understand this relationship, I want to go ahead and plot a function. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that together. So we are going to go ahead and plot the function of y is equal to 1 over x plus 1 over 4. I'm going to add a quarter to the natural hyperbolic function that we were working with. So let's go ahead and plot this function quickly. Starting off at 0, 1 over 0 is undefined. So we are not going to have anything at this point over here. Let's look at 1. 1 over 1 is 1, plus a quarter should be 1 and a quarter. So I'm going to estimate it because I don't have that range on my Cartesian plane right now. So I would say it is around here. 1 over 2 is a half plus a quarter is 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that there. 1 over 3 is 1/3, 1/3 plus a quarter. So let's look for where 1/3 is. 1/3 should be around here. Let's add a quarter to that. It should be around here. Lovely. And 1 over 4 is a quarter plus a quarter is a half. Let's do that. Now let's work towards the left-hand side of the y-axis. 1 over -1 is -1. -1 plus a quarter should be -3/4. Right. 1 over -2 should be -1/2. -1/2 plus a quarter should be -1 over 4. 1 over 3. 1 over 3 is 1/3. 1/3 plus a quarter. Let's look for it. We have -3 over here. -3 should be -1 over 3. Let's look for it. It should be around here. And we're going to add a quarter to it. So it should be around here. Okay, coolio. And let's look at -1. Let's look at 1 over -4. 1 over -4 should be -1/4. -1/4 plus a quarter should give me an answer of 0. So I'm going to go ahead and plot this in. And there we have it. I've plotted this new function with the addition of a quarter. Now there's a very important point that I want you guys to take note of. This value over here is actually my horizontal asymptote. So I can go ahead and draw that in. So quite simply, in order for me to induce a vertical shift in this function, because this function has been moved up by a quarter, I would have to shift its asymptote up by 1/4. And that tells me that in the equation y is equal to 1 over x plus q. This q value, this number that I am adding to the natural hyperbolic function, is going to be the value of my horizontal asymptote. And that's a very important to take note of. That's a very important point to take note of. Now, what if I told you the equation was y is equal to 1 over x minus 1 over 2? What would happen there? Very simple. looking at my q value would be minus 1 over 2 minus a half. That would mean that the entire graph has been shifted downwards by half a unit, which would mean that my new asymptote for the function, which has the equation y is equal to 1 over x minus a half, would be negative a half, because my q value would be negative 1 over 2. And it's that simple, guys. All the best, and I will see you in the next one.